Hi, everybody. Welcome to today's edition of the Gamut Network. I just already have fallen in love with the woman that is on the show today from our brief pre-interview, just from her joy, her energy that she puts out. But I'll let you all fall in love with her on your own time. So with that, I'd love to welcome Jocelyn to the show. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Nice to have you on the show. If we could, like we always do, if we could start with, if you could give our audience a little bit of information on who you are, your background, your disability, all that fun stuff.
Okay, so to begin, I'm 22 years old. I'm studying biochemistry in college. And
Biochemistry. Holy cow.
yes, yes. I hope to do something with it in the future, hopefully inspire others that we can do anything we want to do regardless of disabilities or how we were brought up and anything like that. So to begin, so when I was born, I was a preemie. I was born of 6 months, with my
6 months.
fraternal 6 months,
Wow.
yes.
Okay, so you're a bit of a miracle, actually.
Yes. I am a fraternal twin. I'm the youngest by 3 minutes. And I'm she was born okay, so I was the only one that had mostly more medical problems. So the doctors told my mom that in the future something might be wrong, but they didn't diagnose me right then and there. So once I was around one, my mom and basically my parents noticed that I wasn't meeting the milestones most babies do at that time. I wasn't crawling, I wasn't walking, and so basically I was diagnosed with cerebral palsy around one.
Mm.
And it was tough because I had to basically grow up differently compared to other kids around me. And my parents, mostly my mom, kind of sheltered me a lot. They didn't want me to venture out too much in the world. And it was tough after a couple years because once I turned 12, my mom passed away.
Mm.
So when after she passed away, I kind of had to relearn everything because at that time I was so used to her helping me do everything, go to the restroom, change, and everything like that. So I basically had to grow up again. And it was really tough. And it was something that I wasn't like ready for, honestly, especially because um, my sister and I were so used to being sheltered. So after that, so I was
Question
having,
on that, Jocelyn,
yes,
before you move on. So your mom, first of all, I'm so sorry that
thank
she is no
you.
longer with us. Um, not only sheltered you, but sheltered your sister. So she kept that very consistent.
Yes,
So it wasn't necessarily because you had cerebral palsy that she sheltered you. It was her parenting skills.
yes. Well, she sheltered both of us, but she
Yeah.
sheltered me more.
Yes.
She let my sister go out and play, like more not like dangerous stuff, but more physical stuff. And she didn't let me do that. I always had to sit by her side where she knew where I was and
Yes.
where I she knew I wouldn't get hurt.
And are you ambulatory?
I used to be able to.
Mm.
Um, I went to therapy most of my life to kind of strengthen my legs and just try to be more mobile from the bottom down. And I was for a while. I was using braces and a walker and everything, but in 2012, I had a surgery to relocate my left hip because it was dislocating. So there were complications, and um, I knew something was wrong from the. I felt something was gonna go wrong from the get go before I had the surgery,
You did?
and
Just instinctually?
yeah, instinctual
Oh.
because I had previously had a right hip surgery like 2 years prior while my mom was still here,
Mm.
and I had to go through a lot of pain, and I didn't want to go through that again. It was really painful. It was the worst pain I've ever endured in my life, and I just didn't want to do it. And before my mom's passing, the doctor had told me that I needed another surgery for the left one, and I said, no, I want another alternative. I want something else. Give me another option. And so I said no, and my mom didn't want to do it. Didn't want me to do it either.
Mm.
So after she passed, so that was like 2 years after that same appointment. Um, the doctor told me, he was like, oh, if you don't get the surgery, your hip is gonna completely dislocate, and it's gonna seem like your legs hanging from your body, and that's not good. So uh against my mom's wishes and my own wishes, I had the surgery. Well, wishes in a sense that I did want to do it, but not really,
Mm.
because I had to. So I had the surgery, and I woke up like a week after because one of the nurses, you know how nurses rotate,
Yes.
um, they forgot to write down that they had given me pain medication already. So they gave it to, so the next nurse gave it to me again. So I had a medical overdose,
Oh,
and I almost didn't make it. I the doctor told my family that I was becoming brain dead.
this is unbelievable. How old were you
I
during this?
was um I was around 13.
So this is a second almost miracle
Yes.
from not even, from birth of being born at 6 months, but then at, this almost 13 years old. And I think also that I'm amazed that at that age you were so comfortable in what you wanted and what you didn't want. And obviously it sounds like you did not want this surgery, and you had a feeling that
Yeah.
it wasn't going to go well. And I think, and actually I'm curious your response on this. Do you feel that having a disability has also made that in and of itself has made you grow up faster?
It has. It has. It me as a woman right now, I feel like I have grown so much after my mom's passing, after the surgery, after navigating my disability and the pros and the cons that come with it, and I wouldn't change it. I've had a lot of near death experiences, but I wouldn't change it because it has made me so strong. It has made me see life differently.
Mm. And I truly believe in that. I obviously can relate to everything that you're saying because of my son, who was born with muscular dystrophy. That he and I have two other children, so I have a basis of comparison. He just has a deeper soul. I can't explain it better than that. That he is. I feel like he's lived lifetimes from, and I really believe it's because of what he has endured from having a disability that it forces you to just have different perspectives on life. And what you go through on a daily, what he goes through on a daily is just different than other peers your age. It just is. I mean, he often says that even just from getting out of bed in the morning, physically, what it takes for him to get out of bed in the morning starts off his day already with, like, my God, that was hard. And I think that just, you just, as you said so beautifully, it just makes you stronger.
It does. It really does. Because you have to navigate life differently from others. So you see life in a different way that others might see it. So it makes you appreciate it more.
That is so beautiful and so true. And I often say that I hope that able-bodied people watching this show can process that to really understand, get perspective, I should say, on what you have to manage on a daily basis. Jocelyn, if you could have maybe some words of the wise to maybe a little girl out there that is, 8 years old, that has cerebral palsy and is just starting to navigate life, what would you say to her or him?
Honestly, I would say take it day by day. Life is beautiful. Whether you fall, you get back up, and you can do anything you want to do. I have a saying that goes, you can do anything and everything that you want to, and anything and everything is possible.
Mm.
So I have fallen many times. I have memories of when I used to fall, trying to walk with my walker and with just one of those canes. And I just remember feeling happy that I fell. That's so ironic, but I felt happy that I fell because that means that I have the reflex to be able to catch myself. And those are the moments that I appreciated the most. Knowing that I have the strength to be able to catch myself and get back up, those were the first learning points for me. And that's what I can give to someone. Learn from the things that happen to you so that you can grow from it.
It's just magnificent, truly, what you are saying at such a young age, 22, and to have that perspective, to embrace being uncomfortable, to embrace falling, and acknowledging that even while you are falling, you have the skill of figuring out how to get back up or bracing yourself
Yes.
is incredibly self-aware and a very mature concept that I think most adults have maybe never grasped in their lifetime. So I'm really in awe of you, and I think that you are absolutely going to be a power and a voice in this world. I know that you're currently in college.
Yes.
And so what year are you in? When will you graduate?
I am currently in my last year. Due to the COVID situation, I had some classes were canceled, so now I have to stay an extra semester. But the plan is to graduate by fall 2021, so next semester. Not
So
next
you
next year.
got yourself through high school to college. Biochemistry, I can't imagine is an easy
It's not.
have. And I think that you are an unbelievable example of exactly your motto. So let's say it again, your motto.
Anything and everything is possible.
And that's you, Jocelyn. You are living proof of that. If people want to get in touch with you, maybe to ask questions or understand how you've gotten to where you are, or just want to glean from your positivity, what's the best way to connect with you?
Okay, so I have an Instagram. It's at I'm Jocelyn Joclyn. And I also started a YouTube channel where I'm gonna navigate this new journey that I started and just talk about my disability and how I navigate with it, pros and cons and everything like that. And I named it Beauty Brains and CP. So it basically embodies me. CP for cerebral palsy, beauty because I love makeup, I love expressing myself, and brains because I feel myself as an intellectual, being in college, bettering my mind. So you
Uh,
can search up that word and
Say that one more time, please. The YouTube channel, so everybody
okay,
gets.
it's called Beauty Brains and CP. In my Instagram, I have the URL for it, so you can just click on it and it'll take you right to it.
Amazing. Well, I personally can't wait to watch and follow you and see where you take life, because there is no doubt that you are taking it far and trailblazing your path. So I'm honored to know you. Before we go, I like to ask all my guests one final question, and I'm super excited to hear your answer. I am a very big believer, and I'm going to guess that you are too, in manifesting what you want to happen in this life and the power of positive thinking, all of that. And I keep a vision board very close to me at all times. And I'm constantly updating or changing, because if I don't put it out there, it's not going to happen. So if we got to peek on your vision board, what would we see?
We would see a leader of wanting to make a change, of opening people's minds. I want, that's why I signed up for Gamut, because even though I'm in school for doing something else, I want to put myself out there. I'm always I consider myself an extrovert, and I always like to meet new people. I love to do adventures. I am open for anything, and I just want to enhance that. So that's why I joined. I want to make something bigger than just studying, something bigger than just my biochemistry or whatever. But I want to do different things so that people can see we are all well rounded. We can do A, we can do B, anything. So my vision is to make my mark in this world if it's just with one person.
Well,
That's
guess what? Granted, because you made your mark on me and everybody watching. And I think you just completely embody so beautifully exactly what we're doing with Gamut, the Gamut Network, as well as Gamut Management, our management company for people with disabilities, because you deserve to be in the public eye. The public eye needs you to really understand who people with disabilities are. So I am just amazed by you, and it has been an absolute pleasure to have you on the show.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Amazing. If you would like to be on the Gamut Network, please email us at talent@gamutmanagement.com to tell us why you'd be a great guest. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at the Gamut Network, as well as follow us on social media at Gamut Management. Thank you again, Jocelyn.
Thank you. Have a great day.